What are we? What makes us what we are? And what we're going to be? I think it's that right there. It's grit. It's grit. It's grit.
And we're back just like that, boys. 9-1.
Monday.
The Detroit Lions are 9-1 for the first time since 1934.
1934, man.
Good. Okay, I was thinking about that. None of us were born. None of our parents were born. My grandparents weren't even born. They were born in the 40s.
Bro, like when they say like I wish we were living in the good old days, this is the good old days right now. So you better appreciate it.
Did you get my I put a little Instagram thing out there today. Did you see that with the guy from The Office, Andy, talking about the good old days? Yeah.
That's what made me think of that.
That's exactly it, man. Beautiful. All right. Well, the All Grit Podcast. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. I am your humble host, Caleb, joined alongside me by the one and only man who runs the soundboard, Adrian Stinking Labra, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, the audio's off. You got to turn
Come
it on.
on, bro. Already with the Adrian Stinking Labra.
Yeah.
And none other than Plax.
Victory Monday
All right.
again. Getting pretty used to these.
You know the only time that we won't have Victory Mondays is when the Lions play on Thursday, because then it'll be a Victory Friday.
Correct.
Mm,
Correct.
fair point.
And yeah, we're one short today, so we will pour one out for
Clay. All right, we miss him, man. He's out in Chicago. Make some bread. Got to feed the family. He's working.
Someone's got you. All right. You all are here for the Detroit Lions news, but before, we're going to get into a brief message from our sponsor, and then we'll be right back to talk all things Lions.
Customer reviews matter. Protect and manage your digital reputation today with Trustly. We help you manage reviews across Google, Facebook, and over 60 other sites, all in one place. Visit GoLions.link and receive 2 free months using the special All Grit Podcast coupon code GOLIONS at checkout. At already 1/3 the price of major platforms, this special Trustly pricing has a time limit, but will always help out a fellow Lions fan. Trustly leverages AI tools to help you respond to reviews, integrate badges and widgets on your website, and automatically request new reviews on every job or product sold. The features don't end there. Don't leave your reputation to chance. For more information, visit GoLions.link and take control of your online presence with this special pricing today.
You're muted, Caleb.
Yeah, I tried to be quiet for the sponsor. I didn't want to interrupt them. So we're back. We are 9-1 from the Jacksonville Jaguars demolition. How we feeling, boys?
Bro, I'm just like, what was his name? I wasn't here on the last pod. Was it John?
John Kuhn.
John Kuhn. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry for what we did. But he asked for it. He's like, I need you guys to just kill the Jags. That way they fire the coach and they can get the whole rebuild started quicker. So sorry, and you're welcome.
You know what? He had me dying. I listened to that pod after we recorded it, and I think I laughed just as hard as I was laughing. The dude he feels like a Lions fan of the last 20, 30 years, man. And I know that he thinks that he is a Lions fan, or a Jags are as bad as the Lions have been over the last 20, like you said, 20 years. But Plax was reminding him, no, bro. You're still not a Lions fan. We got 50 years of this crap. You've at least, had success. They went deep in the playoffs with Mark Brunell one year. Still haven't made it to the bowl yet, right? Or did they lose the Super Bowl? Did they make it?
No, I don't think so.
No. Just went really deep with that team, and then a couple years ago.
Sounded really familiar though. I swear everything he was saying was like my entire Lions life combined. I feel it. That was definitely This was, I think, an emotional punching bag for him. He had to get some things off his chest. I'm glad we were able to take care of it for him, and they can go ahead and clean house now.
That's right. All right, boys, let's get into it. We got to start with none other than Vanilla Vic. We're gonna talk Vanilla Vic. Go ahead. Thoughts on Jared Goff?
I loved it. What did he rush like 4 times, and every single one of them was like important, whether it was like a first down or getting closer to line for a first down, like on a third down. And he was booking it, man. He was running. But besides his awesome wheels, he was throwing darts. Give him huge props. This last game obviously was very ugly. He came back this game like nothing happened last week, and he was flinging them. That pass to Amon-Ra on the right side of the field, it was a dart. It was a dart.
I still haven't seen the right camera angle of that. You know, we saw like the left side where I text you guys. I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought that was a pick because it was so tight. But I would like to see if you see an all 22 or some angle of that, forward it to me. But man, you're right. He was hitting guys in their chest. And going back to the JMO run, or leading them, not only hitting them in the chest, but hitting them right where it needs to be to keep that fast man on his fast route.
Yeah. Or that Amon-Ra St. Brown touchdown. I think, Dave, you were texting, like, we all thought it was going to be an interception. Then the replay was just like right under that guy's hands, and then St. Brown to a tutty.
It looked risky, but like we got that from the end zone view. And it was tight, but it was low and away. Mm-hmm. The only place you could put, and defender had no chance. I mean, I think he wanted to come out and make a statement, just like everybody. Yeah. But with all the crap all week about 5 interceptions. Mm-hmm. He just comes back, throws yards, perfect QBR. I think he wanted to come out and, let him know.
Do you guys think this was his best game as a Lion? Like, the numbers, he had a perfect passer rating, but just like from what you saw.
Yep. Absolutely.
100%.
I mean, maybe the 18 for 18, just because it was, we were rooting it on for the last. I think we found out when it was like 12 for 12 or 11 for 11. But
right.
Yeah, either between that one and this one. I have a stat here which just blows my mind. It says Jared Goff is now the only quarterback in NFL history to have multiple games with 400-plus passing yards and a 158.3 passer rating. Now, that is the highest that the passer rating goes in the NFL, 158.3. He's had multiple games with 158.3, 400-yard passing. Just him. Mm-hmm. That's the list. Wow. So there is no other quarterback with him that's joined on that multiple games. That's just unbelievable.
Aaron Rodgers isn't on that list. Can you check again?
No,
Aaron
no,
Rodgers.
He's not. Nope. No, not Dan Marino.
Goff was 24 for 29, and I think I remember at least 3 specific times.
I know it.
Just throwing the ball straight into the dirt, on a screenplay or something wasn't there. So he's really only missed like 1 or 2 passes, 400 yards.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it was like...
Good call, man. Good call.
It was like unreal watching that game. I mean, we all expected a big win, but you still don't put up 50-something points in the NFL very often, no matter who you're playing. And it was... I really couldn't believe what I was watching. It was like so smooth. There was, I don't know if we punted once.
Nope.
No.
I don't think we I think we scored on every possession in the entire game.
Yep.
7 for 7.
And then
7 straight touchdowns. And then a field goal.
Legatron goes in the game, 50-yarder, like nothing. Legatron, Jake Bates. And then the last drive, Hendon Hooker just, kneels it for the victory, dude. But what I noticed with Jared Goff this game that I think was his best game yet was his pocket presence. He looked so comfortable back there. Not just because there wasn't any pressure, but the way he was moving around the pocket when it was collapsing. That's when he was running out, right? He had all those rushes, and the way he was kind of manipulating the rushers towards him, I felt like he was in complete control. Like, I know Jared Goff has been playing awesome, but I felt like this game he was at another level with his pocket presence. And that's what I really appreciated from this game was him being in complete control. He wasn't nervous or anything, and he was just moving and throwing dimes.
And like you said, even when he felt a little bit of pressure, you could see Goff step up in the pocket or he would roll out. Like you said, his presence of that, they didn't touch him, they didn't sack him, but just the presence of that was just phenomenal that game. In fact, I think one of our questions from AG on SpeakPipe, I don't know which one it was. Maybe it's the one from last week. Maybe we can play that one. I got it lined up here. We'll play it. This is a question coming in from AG, and then hope to get your guys' reactions on it.
What up, though? All Grit fam. This your boy AG, repping the 313 down in the Sunshine State. I got two questions for y'all. We are a little past the halfway point in the season. So my first question is, right now, who are our current Pro Bowlers on our team? Do we have any All-Pros? Who are they? What team are they on? And my second question is, now that we're sitting at a delectable 8-1, we got
9-1.
Soft part of our season coming up, but we got some tougher slated games to end the season. What are some realistic record predictions? I'm talking realistic. We got to stop sipping the Kool-Aid for just a moment and give us some realistic expectations of how that record will look at the end of the year. Love the show, guys. Keep up the good work. I'm a big fan. Peace.
All right, Mr. AG, appreciate that question. Beautifully asked. Let's get to that first one first. Pro Bowlers and or All Pro. Plax, I know that me and Adrian have already kind of talked about this for a couple times. What say you, my brother? Pro Bowlers and All Pro. Anything come to mind for you?
Kirby.
Mm.
He picks in the most league. Brian Branch, I think he deserves it. He gets a lot of publicity, makes a lot of big plays. But Kirby, every single game is so solid. Big tackles in the open field, interceptions. He doesn't get beat. To me, he's kind of like the hero. Maybe doesn't get quite as much publicity as some of the other guys.
Yeah, because he didn't come out of Bama. He didn't come out of a big school. But I think you're right, bro. I think Kirby Joseph is first team All-Pro. And Brian Branch is too. I think he's first team All-Pro as well. But I don't think the voters will want two safeties from the same team, first team All-Pro. So my hot take, my bold take, Caleb, if we're looking for bold takes at the end of the season, Kirby Joseph's first team All-Pro, Brian Branch, second team All-Pro.
I couldn't agree with both your guys' selections. Except I'm going to go ahead and say it. Brian Branch, besides the interceptions that Kirby is leading the NFL with at this point, Brian Branch is still playing better ball, all around ball. His tackling, his coverage, he's just not picking the ball off, but he's also punching the ball off. He's also recovering fumbles. So I'm going to say they're both going to get voted to the Pro Bowl.
Oh, for sure.
And I'll give the nod just because Brian Branch is playing all facets of the ball. I'm going to give the nod first team All Pro to him, and I'll give Kirby second. So that's my hot take for the season.
It'd be amazing if they got both, though.
Great question.
Yeah,
great question. While we're on the defensive side of the ball, I wanted to ask you guys, Jack Campbell, what's your thoughts on him playing yesterday?
Bro, he's quietly having quite the year. He's like under the radar of, I think he's going to be a Pro Bowler by the time it comes, said and done. Because he's our number one at this point with Alex Anzalone out. Maybe we'll have time to talk about that. And Derek Barnes. Jack's been just steady, and game after game, when we look at these stats, he's got the highest solo tackles. He's filling in the gaps for their opposite team's running game. And he's taken quite the leap from last year. We had our complaints about him in coverage, but this year, dude, he's solid. We can trust him any game to get the job done.
Yeah, I couldn't agree
And
more. That dude is so stout. Game. He doesn't always have like a whole bunch of tackles, but yeah, I mean, and he's something I feel like Dan Campbell mentions every single week, in the post game pressers. He's just dude is so solid, fills the gaps. Yeah, he's for a long time.
all right, well, I'm going to bring it up. So Anzalone, you mentioned, excuse me. He's out 6 to 8 weeks, broken forearm.
Yeah.
So quick recovery for him. We're losing starters left and right. I was telling my wife the other day, it's like, just if you could literally draw up the defensive roster, and then just start taking off Hutch, take off Davenport, take off Barnes, take off Anzalone. So your starting defensive ends are gone. Your starting linebackers are gone.
Iffy Melifonwu, he was our starting safety last year. He was a dog.
Yeah, but do you think he'd really start over Brian Branch and Kirby?
He wouldn't, but they would find a place for him on the field the way he was playing last year.
Well,
Whether
news
it be at
broke on
nickel,
him. We got some breaking news actually. Ifeatu Melifonwu is told to be out longer than what originally thought. So there's our thought on him. So there goes using him back for anything. So
yeah.
Anyway, we're losing starters left and right, bro.
Yeah. He was supposed to be back this week, but it looks like he had another injury come up, so he's going to take longer to come back.
You know what?
He hurt, man. He's really the glue for that middle. I mean, he's played so well, and that's the one thing that always gives me that nasty feeling in my gut going into these games against a team that you pretty much blow out. Is that injuries are always still a possibility, and it really sucks to lose a guy like that in kind of a meaningless game.
I know.
Exactly. Especially the meaningless part of that. You know what, going back to Melifonwu, you guys remember Charles Rogers? You old enough to remember when he came out of state and, everyone had great expectations for Charles Rogers. What happened to him? He kept getting injured. Dude could not stay on the field. He had problems off the field, but still it was injuries that kept him out. So Melifonwu, when he was growing up, his mom said, drink your milk. It's going to make your bones strong. And you want to know what he said to his mother?
No. Calm down.
That's what Melifonwu said to his mom. So we got to deal with that dude and his lack of calcium in his bones.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
He's been injured every year.
All right, boys. We had a introduction to a new pass rusher for the Detroit Lions. Mr. Zadarius Smith made his impact yesterday. What did you guys think of his first game?
Well, he fits in like a perfect glove, dude. Like the way he comes into the city with his buffs on. Then they're like, "Hey, you bought some buffs?" He's like, "No, I've been having these buffs for 3 years." And we're like, okay, like he belongs in Detroit, bro. He brings the style and the swag, and then he goes to the game dressed up in a Rasheed Wallace jersey. If that tells you anything, if you know, you know. So the dude fits in perfect in Detroit with the culture in the city. So we already love him. And he had a great game to start first. Like it wasn't flashy, it wasn't like crazy, but he got his sack, and you can tell like his presence with the young guys is gonna help out the entire defense.
Can you look up his pressures on that? Sorry, Plax, I'll let you go. Let's let Adrian look up the pressures that he had, because he only had like that half to one sack, but I saw him coming off the edge several times. Go ahead, Plax, with your thought.
Yeah, I think he did exactly kind of what we expected. We don't expect him to be Hutch and have 5 sacks in a game, but early and often, even without getting to the quarterback, he was in the backfield, making the quarterback at least have to adjust. It was nice to see he finally did get the sack, but he held his edge. And I think he did exactly what we expected. We're not going to expect the same type of production statistically, but I had my eyes glued on him pretty much the entire. And they were able to rotate him out and get him some kind of ease him in a little bit. I'm sure we'll see a lot more snaps going forward, but Yeah, he did his thing, and like Adrian said, I think he fits the mold, fits the vibe of the team, the city, and like he had the She jersey on,
Mm-hmm.
just like in '04. Maybe the difference in putting us over the top.
Exactly.
Amen. So Adrian just pulled up our stats here if you're watching on YouTube. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. 3 pressures. So that's the number that, Hutch would get, 10, 11 a game.
Yes.
So that's what you want to see for his first game with a new defense. He's gotten 3. I expect that to climb every game.
Yep.
And he got his half a sack. So, yeah, he looked good. Thank you for pulling that up. All right, boys. Adrian's got some DVOA numbers through week 11.
Yeah. So just the updated DVOA numbers through week 11. So how's our special teams doing? First in the league. How's our defense doing? Well, pass defense, I was astounded by this. Our pass defense is ranked 2nd in the league.
That's insane.
Dude, from last year being like the worst to this year being 2nd through 11 weeks, that's pretty incredible. And our run defense 5th. So overall defense is ranked 2nd best defense in the league right now through week 11.
And what did we say? We'll be popping the champagne if this team could be in the middle of the pack overall defense, because we've been 31 and we've been 30 through 32 for the last 10 years.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So now turning to our offensive side, our running offense, not a surprise. We are 1st best run team in the league with the 2-headed monster between Montgomery, Gibbs, a couple rush attempts from JMO, from Amon-Ra, and Vanilla Vic contributing 1st in the league. And then our passing offense, there's some room for improvement. Surprisingly, it's 9th, but I think that's because of the emphasis that we put on the run game that opens up the play action. So not a big deal, but overall ranked for offense, we're 2nd in the league. So when we put all offense, defense, special teams all together, we're the number 1 first overall ranked team in the league. Not opinion. These are stats, people.
Good Lord. So I have a question. How are we 9th? Does that mean that there's 8 other teams that are throwing more or getting more offensive passing yards than we are?
I believe it's based on efficiency and some percentages, but they would rank 8 other offenses better at passing the ball.
That's insane.
But they could have I haven't really looked at all those 8 other teams. They could have a really bad run offense, forcing them to throw. Remember the Matt Stafford offense where we barely ran and he was just, carrying the team. That it doesn't work. It's not sustainable. So, I'm fine with 9th as long as we're cooking.
Yep. All right. Let's get to one more question. AG sent in that question last week, and he kind of sent it in between episodes, so we appreciate that. But he also sent one right after the Jags game, which we have to play this because our boy is bringing it from down in the dirty South. All right, AG, here you go again on the Speak Pipe, the All Grit podcast.
What's going on, All Grit fam? This your boy AG, repping the 313 down in the 386. Now that week 11 is wrapped up and our Detroit football Lions put on a flawless performance against the Jags. I'm talking over 640 yards of total offense. Only gave up 170 yards of total defense. The interception streak is alive. Jared Goff is back. He never left, but he's back. And my question for you all this week is, after the last 2 weeks, we struggle against Houston, still find a way to win. This past Sunday, we showed what our team is really capable of against Jacksonville. So my question is, with our team, the way it's built, the way we're playing right now, what are our weaknesses? Like, what's the Achilles heel of our team? Because right now, we're not showing a lot of weaknesses, so we really got to dig deep to just try to find some flaws. And I want to hear what you guys' take is on, what are the weaknesses of this team? What can other teams exploit to beat the All Grit Detroit Football Lions. Love the podcast, boys. Keep up the great work. Peace.
All right.
Hey,
Appreciate
yo.
the speak pipe. Thank you for
Thanks,
calling
Anthony. Yep.
in. Adrian, we talked about this a little bit and we agreed. Go ahead and take the floor. What is it that the Detroit Lions, their Achilles heel is?
So if you're a offensive coordinator, and you're trying to exploit the Lions, the Achilles heel would be the lack of pass rush, the lack of sacks that we've been trying to produce since Hutch went down. I think I heard it or read it in an article just earlier today. The Lions in the last couple of weeks, their pressure rate percentage is the highest in the league right now. Like league average is about 30% of your defensive snaps are blitzes, but the Lions are going 46% blitz rate, where they're sending 5 or more people.
Yeah, they can't with the front four.
Exactly. So if your offensive line can at least make scheme against that blitz package, they might be able to exploit that. But even when they commit more than 5 or more people, the defense, the secondaries is holding up. So they we just went over the DVOA numbers for the defense. They're doing fine. So that's the only thing I can think of that someone could exploit.
No. We talked about something else.
Hold on. That is in their control, but this one's not in someone's control. This is internally the Lions. Is if someone on the offensive line gets injured, it doesn't matter who. It's just one of the guys gets injured and a backup goes in, I'm automatically nervous because those 5 guys right now starting are the best in the league and they work together as a team. Those 5 do, calling pass rush protections, just the chemistry, knowing what guy's going to do what. So when you put a backup in there, like you had in the Texans game where you had Skipper at left tackle, or earlier this year where you had Awasika at guard, it's not as a close game. It's a lot more pressure on Goff having less time to throw it, or in the run game not getting as big of holes, I would say. So one's in another team's control, the other isn't, but it can happen quite easily. Is having one of our guys down on the O-line.
I see how you did that. Yep. Yeah, I agree. It's offense. I'm scared to death of the offensive line gets hurt because then Goff doesn't have time, and our team revolves around offensive security line, and then Goff can do his thing. Plax, did you have a thought on that?
Yeah, as far as a weakness, like our secondary is so good. I think we might be a little blind to the lack of pressure and all the blitzing.
It's a good point.
Yeah, I've been going back to like the game against the Vikings. I think that was the first one after Hutch got hurt, and even earlier in the season. The quick crossers, the quick outs, quarterbacks who can get the ball out a lot quicker than most. We have had some trouble there. And the one thing I thought a lot about too was we've had some trouble on down against some teams getting off the field. And I just looked up the standings, and I think we're the best third down defense in the league. So it might be a horrible hot take, but I just remember Seattle, Minnesota, a couple other games where we're getting them in third, and they're third and long situations. But teams who can protect really, really well, they're the ones who are going to have the best chance against us, for sure.
All right. Appreciate the comment and the call question. AG, keep them coming, man. All right, boys. I need to do this. I got to do a quick shout out. We're going to do a break in the pod. So I didn't even tell you guys this because I wanted to get your reaction. All right. Friday night, I go hunting, right? Opening day here in Michigan. Sit out, see 25 deer. I don't get a shot at any of them because they're all too far. They're all behind me. They're all playing me. So on the way home, it's pitch black, and I'm driving in my truck, and I see a car pulled over with his lights on, flashers on. And as I'm getting closer, I see a deer with white undercarriage belly sitting right on the side of the road. So I pull over, and I go and check with the gentleman, say, hey, are you okay? Yeah, I could see his front mirror was all busted and dented, and he says, yeah, I'm fine. I said, okay, you called the cops? Yeah, I called the cops. All right. So you want me to take a look at this deer, or did you want to keep it, or he goes, oh no, man, it's all yours. It's all yours. So he gets out. We walk back to the deer, and we kind of waited to see if the cop was going to come. Long story short, he was delayed by a long time. So he's like, yeah, man, it's all yours. So as we're sitting there talking, he's got a Lions hat on, and I'm dressed in camo and everything. And he's like, I'm like, say, well, at least you're a Lions fan. And he's like, oh yeah. So we start talking. I mean, we're sitting there probably 15, 20 minutes on the side of the road, pitch black, talking about Lions. So I tell this guy, I said, hey, we have our podcast, the All Grit podcast. He gets out his phone. He goes to the All Grit podcast right there and subscribes as a listener. He says, I'm gonna be a loyal listener moving forward. So this is and he has, because he's already texted me. Bro, that's what he texted me. Your Jags fan friend is so sad. So he's already listening, bro. And his name, I thought I'd give him a shout out. His name is Andrew Lancer. You can find him on Twitter at Fantasy Lancer. But he says, I will be a dedicated listener. And I said, tell your boys about us. He said, most definitely. So not only did he give me a deer, but I thought I'd give him a shout out for joining the podcast as well. So
That's
shout out.
Big
Awesome,
shout
man.
out.
I love
Big
it.
shout out to that guy. Appreciate you, Andrew. All right. Did you guys have a shout out? I know I'm throwing this late at you, but I don't know. You guys talk to people throughout the weeks that I don't ever get to. So here's our little segment for shout outs.
We've got a lot of listeners, lately all over the country. So shout out if you're outside of Michigan and you're listening to the pod.
Good shout out. Also, shout out to John Kuhn for joining the pod the other day. Oh, never mind. All right. Let's if you don't have anything, Plax, we're gonna get into our last who fumbled game ball and who receives game ball. But before we do, please take a quick listen to the All Grit podcast sponsorship.
Customer reviews matter. Protect and manage your digital reputation today with Trustily. We help you manage reviews across Google, Facebook, and over 60 other sites, all in one place. Visit GoLions.link and receive 2 free months using the special All Grit podcast coupon code GOLIONS at checkout. At already 1/3 the price of major platforms, this special Trustily pricing has a time limit, but will always help out a fellow Lions fan. Trustily leverages AI tools to help you respond to reviews, integrate badges and widgets on your website, and automatically request new reviews on every job or product sold. The features don't end there. Don't leave your reputation to chance. For more information, visit GoLions.link and take control of your online presence with this special pricing today.
One quick last shout out to Leslie Montiero from Blue Sky. She is a Vikings fan. However, she says the Lions scored 7 touchdowns on 7 possessions yesterday. That was more impressive than the 52 points. You know that's a mark of a great team to destroy an awful team. It must be fun to root for them. So shout out,
It is.
Leslie. Even though you're a Skull Nation, we appreciate that comment.
All right, a little NFC North love. I like it.
That's right. All right. We won't even get into the pathetic Bears.
Bro, I was so mad. I don't even want to get into it. I was so mad at them, dude.
We're not getting into
Oh.
it. We're not. All right. So, Adrian, who fumbled the game ball for you? Do you have one?
Bro, this is the first time this whole podcast ever that I'm not going to give a fumble out. Like, it was the perfect game. Like, this Vikings fan, they admit it. 7 drives, 7 touchdowns, and then after that we're just backups, and they score. They score a field goal. So no fumble today. Awesome win, historical win. We could have gone over so many different stats and numbers. I'm sure if you're a fan, you see on Instagram so many records that were broken through this game. So awesome team win.
Plax.
Yeah, dude. I've been thinking about this since Sunday. I'm like, who could I possibly give a fumbled ball to, man? I mean, I would say the situation with Anzalone, that really sucks. But offense, defense, I didn't see anybody missing tackles, missing plays. I think we had like 1 or 2 penalties. It was just solid, man. I can't.
Yeah, you're right. Barely any penalties.
I hate to be lame and say no fumble. There's usually always somewhere to push some blame, but this was probably the most complete, dominating performance, not just for the Lions, but just in the NFL that I can even remember.
Yeah.
I agree. I will, however, we mentioned it briefly as comic relief, but if anybody, let's step outside the Lions game, right? So if anybody fumbled the ball, that's Chicago Bears.
Yes.
Chicago Bears. All they needed to do was kick a 46-yard field goal to finally end the 10-game winning streak that the Packers have in over the Bears. And this is what happened with the ball getting hiked. I have the live audio. This was what the Packers did to the Minnesota Vikings.
No. Calm down.
And then it ended with this. All right, so
Dude, all the live reactions. Do you see all the live reactions from Bears fans? Oh my god, dude!
That's the funniest part. They had their hopes up.
That's dead.
Shades of Kansas City.
That game, but
Yeah.
All right, boys. Who received the game ball for you, Adrian?
Oh man, this was a hard one, but I'm gonna give it to Goff. Like I was saying earlier, like just the eye test that I saw throughout the whole game. This dude was on fire, bro. He was on something. He played the perfect game to me, the way he made decisions and everything. So, game ball to Goff.
Blacks?
Man, this pot is lame. I got it. You can't not give it to Goff. I mean,
yeah.
Like we said before, he had all the he's not an MVP candidate. You can't expect him to lead you to a Super Bowl. Just comes out perfect again for 400 freaking yards.
Mm-hmm.
I will, and also shout out to Gibbs. I think he's really starting to get some national attention.
Yeah,
but his skill was on and talent was on full display Sunday. That one long run he had, he was in the hole, did that just subtle, like almost like a head twitch to just set the linebacker off. That dude is sick, but Goff was unbelievable.
Yeah. I'm going to go, you know me, man. I'm going to go off the board because you guys are so on the board. You're hitting bullseyes. But I'm going to go, and this game ball is literally only one play. I didn't see this guy show up not one other time. I saw one play, and it excited me so much because Anzalone is out. Do you know who I'm referring to? Malcolm Rodriguez.
Oh, Malcolm.
Malcolm Rodriguez made a tackle early in the game. I think Anzalone may have still been in there. But I think to Plax's point earlier, the dude is just – this is a 6th-round pick, I believe, from a couple years ago. We called him Rodrigo.
He's an ape. Like, the way he just launches at someone, man.
5 foot nothing. And the dude – anyway, look it up. Look up the tackle. It wasn't a sack, but it was maybe a TFL. But the dude wraps him up and just short of suplexes him right at the line of scrimmage. It was gorgeous. I'm gonna find the clip and send it to you guys. But my God, I mean, I think that if Anzalone's out, Malcolm needs to step up. So you got Campbell, you'll have Rodrigo, and then you're probably gonna have who's that guy that Neiman?
Ben Neiman.
So it's like crazy. Anyway. Yeah. So a little game ball for him just for that literal one play. But yeah, everything else goes to Goff and Kirby. You know that. All right. So listen, boys, we're well past our time, but we need to get a new segment in this podcast. This is going to be a little fun segment for all of us. And we're going to take score, and I'm going to write the score here in this room. It's called the Bold Take segment. Now, what do we mean by bold take? Well, last week we had a bold take segment. For instance, Plaque said at the end of the episode, I believe it's going to be a 1-score at the half type of game. How did that turn out?
A little too bold.
Way off.
He was giving Jacksonville more credit. I believe John Kuhn said that it was going to be the 3rd-string quarterback was going to come in for Jacksonville. And that didn't happen either. But your boy, your humble host, Caleb called. You would see the backup quarterback for the Detroit Lions in at some point in this game. And what happened?
He was 3 for 4, bro. Hendon Hooker.
Bold take. Now, so here's our bold take, gentlemen. Bold take this week. Coming up, we are playing the Indianapolis Colts. Your humble host, Caleb Manuel, will be in attendance. So, yeah. So what do you guys think? What's your bold take for this week?
All right, hold on. You're gonna be at the game. So people, if you're listening, look out for Caleb. Look out for Chas in case they're on TV. We do not want to miss it. They're gonna be holding a big All Grit podcast sign flag. You know it's them. Exactly.
Yes.
Bringing the
Boom.
All Grit flag
With the body paint.
Yep. So I know I didn't give you guys a whole lot of time, but I think I gave Adrian more time. Real quick, bold take. Doesn't have to be long.
All right, I'll go first. AG, we weren't ignoring your question. Here's my bold take. Our record the rest of the year, we're not going to lose another game.
Oh, my God.
We are not going to lose another game. But I'm looking at the schedule. I ain't scared of none of these people. I just watched Buffalo, and we can beat Buffalo. That's the biggest team on the schedule left to me.
So I was hoping for a bold take for this week. So I guess by that logic, you think that they're going to win. That's your bold take, that they're going to win.
That is not a bold take. All right.
That's
bold
exactly.
Take is they get 2 interceptions and some other kind of fumble or kind of takeaway. So 3 takeaways this game. 2 interceptions and then one other kind of fumble recovery or punch out or something.
Takeaways.
Dude, I was literally about to say that. I'm so sick of Adrian today. I guess I will.
We're on the same page, bro.
I will pivot and say, Zylstra,
do we have any trick
5
plays?
receptions,
Whoa,
a touchdown, 65 yards.
What? 5 receptions, 1 touchdown by Zylstra with a 65 yards?
He was moving good yesterday, man.
Yeah, he was moving good, bro.
All right. Did anybody pick Zylstra up on their fantasy team or just
I had Brock Wright.
You had Wright.
Him up and played him.
Teddy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Those are 2 really good bold takes. All right. Let's see. Let's go with I don't know. Is 87 out?
Is he out officially? He might have another week. I really don't know what the temperature is on it though. Laporta.
All right. Man, those are both good, guys.
Yeah, dude, we had 7 drives for 7 touchdowns without Laporta.
Okay, here's my bold take. Jared Goff will throw 1 interception.
Bro, why?
That's a bold take.
That's a terrible take.
We're still going to win.
You're supposed to go positive takes on this. This is
Hey,
the All Grit podcast.
You know me. I'm not a slappy like you boys. I'll be right there telling you how it's going to be. He's going to throw. Oh, here's the bold take. He'll throw 1 interception in the game, but then the very next drive, he'll march him down for a touchdown. There you go.
All right.
There's the bold take.
That.
All right. Take us out of here, boys. Who wants to take us out? Adrian, you want to take us out? You haven't done it.
I did it last week.
Did you do it
Got
last
a score
week?
prediction though on the way out?
Ooh, score prediction. That's right. I'm going 35 to 17. 35-17.
You got Black.
38-14.
And I'm going to go for another 40 burger. We're going 40. They're going to score their points. We'll give them 40-21.
All right. Let's see.
All right, everybody. This has been the All Grit Podcast. This is our longest recording ever. You know why? Because the Lions won again. I said the Lions won again. Yeah. All they do is win.
9-1.
It's kind of hard not to talk about them, you know? Anyway, we'll catch y'all next Monday night, hopefully. And, enjoy the game. Get in your questions. Get in your thoughts, either Instagram or the speak pipe at the All Grit Podcast. This is Caleb signing out.
Peace.